please.
Gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return to your seats. Be sure your seatbelts are securely fastened and store your tray tables. Place any carry-on luggage you may have taken out during the flight either behind the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin one last time to go to any remaining service items. We will be landing shortly.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello, welcome everybody. Yeah, this one is a continuation of the last video with regard to cold and dark setup. If you don't know me, my name is Sal. I have a good news. One of the good news that I have is I will be flying from tomorrow. That's really a good news, I have to say. So I ran the flight school, the operation start back up again. I think they actually start back up the 9th of November. My last flight was February the 28th. That was my last flight this year. So at least I've checked the weather and the weather looks amazing. So yeah, I will be flying good alright tomorrow. The weather looks good too. So I can end the year on the positive side of it. As usual, we are in France Charles de Gaulle. The aircraft is started already. As you can see, the APU is on and the engines are off. Okay, well, the engine are off. Those cars will tell you that's alright. The refueling truck is there, so the passengers gonna get board shortly. Now the only problem that I have to say I don't like about this one is you have no ways of putting the passengers faces on the windows. On the Zibo 737 you can set it in the settings where the passengers will be there, but this one you can't. Also, I received an email yesterday with regard to a promotion where the tourists, they are doing a new engine add-on. I have to check it and see if I can buy that, but this looks good anyway. It says leap on it, but this is something for another time. But today we're gonna be doing the setup of the flight management computer. As you can see here, the flight plan is there. The flight management computer, or in AIRBUS, the flight management guidance system. In AIRBUS, we call it the flight management guidance system. In AIRBUS is on a Boeing is the flight management computer. Okay. Now, what about the flight management system? Now, the flight management system consists of multiple stuff. We have the flight director, the auto throttle, and the autopilot, the flight management computer. So all those are all those are called altogether flight management system. Okay, so but this one alone is called the flight management computer. Also, you have another name also, which is MCDU, mode control display unit. Okay, mode control display unit is just the interface of it. Okay, in AIRBUS, of course. I don't know why AIRBUS and Boeing can't just come up with one unilateral understanding of the flying. Like for example, in Boeing, this part here is called in AIRBUS it's called flight control unit. okay, in Airbus flight control unit. In Boeing is called a mode control panel, you know. So as you can see, I know why you need a type rating, but you know, to simplify his life, you know. What else? The rest is fine. This one all is called the primary flight display, the navigation display, they're all fine. But there's only few things really. Well, I say few, it's not few. It's much more actually. And now we have all these Chinese airline, Chinese companies and Russian companies, and we have, you know, the Canadian Bombardier and so on. So everybody try to bring their own aeroplanes, you know, with different names. So to be honest, really, in your flying career, I don't think if you are going to be able to fly all these planes, you know, it'd be good. It'd be something good to have on your CV, you know, but something literally good to have, you know. All right, without any further ado, let's go ahead and set up the flight management guidance system. Now, today we're going to be flying from, well, I said today, it's not today because this one actually was the 18th of December that I filed a flight plan, but then something happened personally, so I had to go. And then yeah, so I could go back to SimBrief and make a new flight plan, but since I'm not on this, just a setup, so just to set up. But you know, also in real life, you know, when you are going to do a flight plan, you have to check the date, you know, with the briefing. Is the date correct or is the time correct? Because actually you can actually fail your test, your exam, not your exam, your actual practical test, check right if you want, if you mess up with the date. You know, if you go and pick up in no times that's expired 2 hours earlier, but you know, where you're gonna go with that, the weather might change between now and then, you know. So that's very important. It has to be within the date. What else? Yeah, so don't mind the date is fine. Today we're going to be going from Charles de Gaulle to Amsterdam. Our Airbus is A320. This is the registration number, okay. And I will show you the rest about as we go on. Now, and also with regard to the flight management guidance system, I know that some of the pilots do have their own ways of doing it, you know, which is basically as long as the safety is in 100% in compliance, that should be okay. First thing to check is the data. I have to check the data and see the data is correct. So to do that, just came to data, AC/A slash C status here. You check the engine is CFM 56 Bravo 3 and is active. The database is active 2012, but the RI cycle that I like is 1802 for a simple reason that I was flying the other day from Dublin, you know, Echo India Delta Whiskey on a runway 28, but the seed, which is the standard departure, the standard instrument departure, it was missing from the runway 28. So I contacted Tulis. They say, yeah, the database, you need to refer back to 1802 because that has the actual runway 28. But I said, well, I like the new one. Sorry, I like the new one, you know. Everybody wants a new one, you know. We all want a new PlayStation 5, you know. Now, by any event, I think later on, when I went back in it, I was gonna wait around it and I could get it up. So when I close up the flight management and the plane and went back in again, it disappeared again. So there was very strange things. There's other strange thing about this plane, but anyway, I'm not gonna go through all that details. So the data is okay. We'll go to init. This is the init page. Anything that is in orange circle, we have to fill it in. That is mandatory. So like I said, we're going to from Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf to Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. Where's Mike? Where is Mike? Alright. Our alternate is Brussels, so this will be Echo Bravo, I think is R Romeo. Our alternate filled in. Fly, which of course is going to be SAL 100. That's the one here. File on 18th of December from Charles de Gaulle to Amsterdam. Cost index. This is the cost index. And now with the cost index, the low numbers you have, you burn less fuel. The higher numbers you have, you burn more fuel. Okay, so I pick this manually. Sometimes it goes to 28, 50 and stuff, but that's too much. Because this flight just 1 hour, so I don't see the reason why I have to pick a higher cost index. Now, yeah, so this is the alternate here, and this is our flight level 18. So we're giving flight level 18,000 feet. We leave the temperature blank, it will fill in automatically by itself if you don't know it. Okay, minus 20. Okay, so as you can see, we can't leave this part because the RS was lining up. If you look at it here, the RS now is a 0 minute, which is ready to go. IRS stand for initial reference system. Okay, you need to have that, so to tell the aircraft where am I. But usually by just putting the airport that you are, you will automatically be able to find out. That's why sometimes when you go up, first thing first, when you come in, you need to put these on. These are the navigation, the RS display, because it take about 5-7 minutes to start up. So first thing is just put them on when you come in. As you can see, nothing is available at the moment because I haven't lined up yet. So when I click line up, yeah, there you go. Primary GPS is the primary. That's the one here. GPS is the primary. GPS is the primary. Yeah. Okay. Now all we have is that, because we haven't finished. So let's go ahead and finish off the rest. So we go to flight plan. Now, there we are. We go next page. Our flight plan. This is our flight plans. Okay. So from Charles de Gaulle departure, we'll depart on the runway 27 left. Is here. 27 left. Okay. If this is small, guys, I can just put it a little bit like that. Let me see. There you go. Okay, so let's go and find out 27 left. Now, and our next one is normal, which is, to Delta. That's the standard instrument departure there. Now he gave me number 4 alpha and number 4 delta. Okay, now if we go to Charles de Gaulle seed, we are not going to find, sometimes they are not really like accurately accurate with regard to those seeds. Different names, what you're looking for, you might not find it. Let's see. See, now this is going south, I'm going north. Again, same thing, but what it would do is it will came from to this one here, Papa Golf 290, then it will keep going this way. Okay, but I don't have the actual name here on my flight plan. I'm gonna pick Alpha. I will show you later. See, there you go. See that line? See that just line? You see it just went up there. Now this flight plan, this flight plan is going after 270, 290 is going this way, but after 270 I'm going north. So after 270, 276 north. Okay, but anyway, it's not active yet. So, and we go back and we insert it. See, as you can see, normal. It started by normal already, which is the one I'm looking for here. Normal or normal, whatever you want to call it. So after that, we pick our last waypoint. Normal. We go to airways. Okay. Now, this one is something you have to be careful, because even though you're doing it, you have to verify it and re-verify it to make sure it's correct. Otherwise, there's a lot of incidents that happen where wrong airways or wrong waypoint is put in, or even a wrong directional indicator is put in, and the aircraft, instead of flying off, they flew all the way down to the south. There's one good example of an aircraft incident that happened over in Brazil. I don't know exactly what was it or the name of the company and so on, but the captain, he mistakenly identified this one. For example, this is a flight level 18,000 feet. It's not a course of 180 degrees. You know what I mean? So if I pick this one instead of flight altitude 18,000 feet, and I put it here as course 180, you know what I mean? On my heading here, I put 180. You guys know we're going to Amsterdam, so from Amsterdam to France, from France to Amsterdam, Amsterdam is on north of France, so technically you'd know there's something wrong, but these guys, they didn't identify it, unfortunate, and they flew and they ran out of fuel and they crashed. So we have to be careful with these. Extremely be careful, actually. Now the via are the motorways, so, and the 2 is our waypoint. So we have for normal, which is from normal, airways normal is here. We're gonna be going to uniform 874. So we're doing uniform November 874. We're gonna go by that to Vicky. I'm doing 2 things at the same time here. Vicky. Then from that, we're going to uniform again 873, which is here, to Aduto. Then again, we'll take another highway, November 873. To Freddy. Then Yankee 83. Oh, sorry, Yankee 18. See how easy you make mistake. If it was Yankee 83, it was going to input it, but what will happen then? There will be discontinuity, so you have to fix that. Then we go to unit. And this is where we're going to be starting our star, which is a standard approach. Fix that. Now we're going to go and fix our arrival. We're going to be arriving at runway 18 center ILS, and our standard approach will be unit 1 alpha, even though there's a T missing here, but you know, there's only one. Okay, there's no via or anything. If there was a via, we put via, but there's no via. I actually you can check. Let me just check something there. Start approach. We are for pick the airport, which I didn't pick. Start. We have Dunup is here. So we come here below flight level 24, where we'll be 18,000 at that moment anyway. Enzo, or sometimes we could come directly to here, and we will make the maximum. We will follow all this stuff to sorry, we don't even have to follow this. We follow this and we go straight up to runaways, but I think there had to be a little turnaround. Because runway 18, I think his center is this one here, so we fix it anyway. Sometimes we can just stop at one point and fix it later, and you have all the rest of the procedure to follow from where you are with relation to the star that you picked. Yeah, so this looks so good to me. Then let's check the arrival on runway 18 center. This is it, runway 18 center here in ILS. Cat 3 ILS, cat 1 on night. Will be more likely. It will be more like to this one. This looks like it's all night, and this is RNP navigation procedure. So if you pick this one, there you go. So this is our middle here. The final course is 183. All right, and will be our Eco Hotel 623. We should be at 3,000 feet from there, and then yeah. Alright, so I'll go in and insert that. We'll go to our secondary flight plan. You can copy. If you click, you see there's no white line here. If we copy this, it creates a secondary flight plan. The secondary flight plan mainly really is if you want to come back to your initial point of start, which is Charles de Gaulle in here, for any simple reason, just as engine failure, you know, or there's a tourism attack in Amsterdam, so they are rejecting planes and so on. You know, so you can do those secondary flight plan to come back. We'll move on to our init B. So you click init, then you go back road. That's init B. Now that will go back one. I'll also open the tools. There you go. This will help us to fill in most of the detail here. Our zero fuel weight is 73, so we want to make sure that it gets zero fuel weight get to 7.3. So all I have to do is just maybe add a cargo packs, more packs, more packs. We'll leave it at the those 3. This is okay, even though, yeah, this is much fine. The block fuel is somewhere here. The block fuel is 6.3, so go down 6, yeah, 6.3. And flap, we'll be using flap 2, and we keep with the secondary flight plan. Save that. And the zero fuel weight central of gravity is 4.3. So first our zero fuel weight is 7.3. And the central of gravity, zero fuel weight central of gravity is 2.3. So you insert those here. Block fuel is 6.3, so 6.3. Okay, so that's our fuel prediction. We'll move on to next. If there's something you need to change here, you can. But everything else looks normal. In this page, by the way, if you have the engine started, you cannot do a init B. You won't see this one because the fuel is using already, and the engine started, so you won't be able to see this init B. Okay, this page basically for you to fill this, so you have to make sure the engine is not started. Okay, so this is the engine panel here. Nothing is working on. We are using APU. Well, performance page. Performance page is here. To performance, we're gonna be using these values. So V1 is 159 knots. V2 159 knots. VR. V2 is 162. V1 is a point of no return. V2 is the rotation speed. V1, if you reach V1, you can take off with just one engine. Okay, 162, those phasing. Okay, so finally we can close this. Just save everything, just in case. Next, here don't really have to change much on this, except the speed. I will show you down in a moment. See, now the cruise speed is 334 knots. If I leave this one, you see, in this one I will have overspeed. This will be overspeeding, you know. That's not what you want. So I'm just going to use, let's say 290. I keep it 290. Pre-selected 290. See, now the time increase. You see, it's because if you fly faster, you spend less time in cruise altitude. But if you fly slower, you spend more time. That's the logic, basically. Descent profile. See, again, it's a 3-3. You know, because this is descent. I leave it like that and see. I can rectify later anyway. This is the approach QNH. We don't have to mind all that. So that was the performance page we are on, and that's it. You know, you have everything here that you need. Data is fine. Init is all fine. I've entered what I need to enter. We'll go flight plan. This is the flight plan. I will come back to the flight plan shortly. Oh yeah, radio navigation. We didn't do that. The radio navigation is with, you know, let's pick partially the goal. Now all this here is your radio navigation frequencies and so on. The digital 80s is here. That's all the in French. If you speak French, so you have to put there, but the rest is English. The pre-flight Charlie goal, the apron ground, the north ground, the south ground, and so on. So self-explanatory here. Anyway, the airport is big, so you know there's a lot of frequencies. So these are the frequency you need to pre-select it. And also with regard to the navigation, okay, for the ILS, for example, viewer. So this is a PGS frequency for the VR1, frequency for the VR2, and yes, but like I said, I'm not needing all this because also Airbus will automatically tune in on those frequencies. Okay, and then yeah, so we have data, we have init, flight plan, secondary flight plan. We don't need that for today. And radio frequency, that's the one that's set already. And we go to init B. To go to init B, just click on that and go back, and that's init big page. I've set this the init B. Then we go to performance. Performance is fine. This is with regard to the takeoff speed that I need. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. The flap. Remember, we select flap 2. So we need to set the flex stamp and the flap. So flap 2. The flex temperature is 38. If you forgot to select the flex temperature when you are going to take off, you will receive a warning. You know, I always set these values as the same. The trust here. So that was the flex temperature in the flap set. Climb. And 90. Well, okay. Performance, and that's it. I will close this. Now let's go back now to check our route. To do that, you go to flight plan. Take this. You can put this eyes. Super. Now we're leaving. We're climbing. Normal. That's here. 217. Fly 18. Fly level. We're climbing. Normal. Braking. Perron Sulex. Adulto. Basically, you just checked Freddy. You checked that the waypoint is okay and there's no discontinuity. Okay. As far as I can see, listen, This is where the problem come from. This, like, you know, I'm at 10,000 flight level 10,000 feet. Why am I going that so fast? This is where, you know, this is where you get overspeed. You know, at my top of descent here, it looks like it's a steep descent. But then again, if I do the steep descent, I have to use the auto brake. This one here, or the spoilers, you know, the speed, so that I won't overspeed or overstress the aircraft. But to be honest, I don't really want to go that. See, it's too much. You know, and then the speed is all over the place. I know it said deselect, but yeah, this part here, it looks like I'm gonna be descending, steep descent, but it's not needed, to be honest, really. You know, this steep descent is absolutely not needed. I will rectify it, but I'm not rectify. So by looking at it, yeah, the flight plan is in order. As you can see, everything is ready to go here. Okay, and yeah, all I have to do is just close the doors and do a push up, request a pushback, and so on. That's about it. Everything else here is set and ready to go. Of course, when you're doing the rest of the taxi checklist, you have to turn off the radar. You know, you can't turn off the radar here now. You know, you have to take it. You have to do it before the takeoff and so on. The radar, the doors close, the T-cars, and the whole shebang. Now, so that's okay. So I hope you're enjoying this little tutorial again. Well, as a little tutorial, I think it's over 30 minutes, I think. So I'm gonna try to cut it short. If you have anything, just let me know. If I messed up anything, or I forgot anything, or you think something could be done much better than this, just let me know. In everyday life is learning, you know. I wasn't born with the silver spoon. But from here, thank you and have a good day. Bye.